Hi, Chuyan.
Hi, Yoshi.
Yeah, how are you?
Very good. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Fine, thank you. Good. I heard that the Korean situation is really improved. I'm really pleased to
Yes.
hear that.
Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you are still in the quarantine, but
Yeah, actually we are still in quarantine and the
mm,
government is recommending to do social distancing,
mhm.
but the regulations have been eased down very much actually. So last week, I know last no like 2 days ago, we
Mm,
had a big holiday
mm.
starting from the Children's Day actually.
Yeah.
So yeah, and we've had the election going on
Mm,
several weeks ago. So people were saying that things will change after this big event. And the day before yesterday, finally, the government
mm,
and the education minister
mm,
has announced actually to, what can I say, easy down the
mm.
regulation.
I see.
So yeah, the school will open actually,
Open. I see.
step by step,
Hmm.
from next week.
From next
So
week. I see. Hmm.
and we are allowed to have meetings,
Oh,
social
that's
gatherings.
good. I
Actually,
see.
we weren't allowed to, but from now on, it is, even though we have to
Mm,
wear a mask and we have to keep social distancing, meetings and having, gatherings between people and schools
mm.
are open. So
Yes.
things have changed a lot.
What was this kind of a clue for the improvement? This kind of quite drastically improved in Korea. We are really
Yeah,
seeing really amazing things, in happening in
yeah.
Korea. What was the secret or what was the clue?
Well, I bet you must have had, a lot of information from the news
Mm,
actually.
mm,
But actually, we were amazed at, I think it's the government and also the medical support from the medical staff, and a lot of support from the citizens as well. And I
mm,
think all those parties, have coordinated very well. And but well, personally,
mm.
I think the government
Uh,
have managed the thing very
Very
well.
well. For
Actually,
example, you took a test,
what test?
like a
For the student?
PCR test,
Excuse me.
PCR test. For example, like
For,
many people took a test of the positive or negative.
uh, yeah, no, 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 no.
Oh,
Actually,
mm,
no. We actually, my family, nobody had any symptoms.
mm.
And I didn't think it's nice, to take a test
I understand.
in the situation where there would be a lot of people who really needs it actually.
Ah, so yeah, because in Japan there are kind of a big argument whether this test must be done to everybody or not.
Oh yeah, I see. Well, actually, in Korea, even I had some friends who kind of thought doubted their situation, but in the hospital they don't really push them to do that,
I see.
unless they have the real symptoms.
I understand. That's good. Okay. As a teacher, before the pandemics and after the pandemics, are there any changes as a teacher?
Yeah, of course. There's
Please,
been a lot of changes.
tell me, please. Yeah.
Well, actually, what can I say? Actually, I was kind of having a struggle whether I have to, do the classes because although I am doing my classes at home, and I have a pretty big space actually to do the classes, and I have only like three or four maximum students at one class. But still, I was wondering whether I should do it or not. So I had to ask my the parents of my classes, whether they want to insist on going, during the classes. So I had to. So we had an agreement that we will do the classes actually because the kids were all not going to school. They couldn't do anything else. So well, I thought they need something to do, and
Mm,
online media things and
true.
classes can't be a solution. So the very first thing, the change was using a lot of these hygienic things. And of course, so I had to ask my students to wash their hands immediately as soon as they get home. I mean, to my class. and we had these all kinds of masks.
Masks.
Yeah, and actually right now I'm not having it, but whenever I meet someone, I always have this mask on until we do.
Sure, I understand.
Actually.
But you are dealing with not only can I say like a young kids, but also small kids you're dealing with too.
Yeah, of course.
And
Yeah.
how
Like,
to manage that kind of tough. It is tough, isn't it?
but actually, mostly the kids are really aware of it. All everything going on, and we talk a lot about the cause of COVID-19. So they are very aware about the hygiene. We have to be clean and be careful about things. So actually, it wasn't that bad.
I see.
Yeah,
I have a question. As a teacher, how to maintain the so-called interest of the kids without having an internet fatigue.
Oh, well.
Do you have any tactics?
Well, actually, my English class, actually, I've always my English class is based on cultural interest actually. So I teach English not only like English skills, but I always use the very important thing is using nice contents, and those contents are like mostly classics like literature, music, movie, and so on. And so actually, I really think that it's important for the kids to get to know a lot of nice contents. I mean, stories around the world and around the history, and so that we can motivate their interest in the language and also the culture. So I've always emphasized on trying to make them read nice books and to write something.
I see.
Yeah, so actually in this meantime, during this pandemic, it was very nice because we can't, force them not to use the internet, but they had a lot of spare time. So they had a lot of, what can I say, left energy to read and watch a lot of nice contents. There's been a huge industry of online free contents during this pandemic.
I see.
So yeah, for me and my kids, it was a very nice time. And actually, we had a lot. We like this, like test.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's good.
Yeah, we could read tests around this situation, and also like this kind of things, so that we could deal with these issues.
It is a famous book of Israeli historians.
Yeah.
Wow, this is a really difficult book to read, but interesting book, of course.
Yeah, that's it. And there was an interview of him and all those famous authors. So actually, my goal is they don't have to understand everything, but if I use the material for the right purpose, they can share and understand the meanings. So I try to use a lot of nice.
Because this Mr. Harari's book, suggesting like a future is just like this, through the internet and the people like a robot or something like this.
Yes. And he had this interview on the beginning, so we shared his interview, and also the very amazing part was about this book, Pest, actually. Even though it's like a very old book, it was so much similarities in the situation.
You are talking about plague.
Yeah, the plague, yeah. In Korean, we say pest.
I know, Japanese too.
Oh, really?
So it means it means just not only just talking about the grammar or like a preposition or something like this. You are doing a kind of total solution of the English communications as well as a background of the language.
Of course, yeah.
Well, I tell you, in Japan, still there are some so-called conservative English teacher giving them a little bit boring lectures, including of grammar or something like this.
Exactly.
Prep kind of preparation for the entrance exam. But you are quite active.
Actually, we've been through that. We've been through those classes all our life long. So I think I've always had questions in my mind that is that the way to teach children actually? And I was really bored at that system. So
That's good.
I think I've been having questions about that for a long time throughout my life. And as I have 3 kids, actually, I have been trying to make a change in that to make them, help learn. So it's been like 15 years actually. doing this experiment, and actually now I'm having nice results actually.
Even for the kind of a basic English skill, it is up.
Actually, it's kind of different depending on the level. So in the beginning, but I think it always has to be mixed up. You know, we need skills, and of course we need like boring memorizing pages, but also we need nice stories, fun things to do, so that they can do that. You know, they can put their energy and time to attain it, because in that way they can, they can go on with it and build up their own abilities.
So then that is why it is good, to avoid the internet fatigue in the pandemic time. Even that class will be quite active, that case.
Yeah. Also, we didn't have any trouble, actually. And I was very happy to see kids during the normal days, actually, they're kind of worn out. Like Korea, people are very enthusiastic about studying and teaching kids. So they have a lot of things to do. So when I talked about reading or watching good movies or watching nice concerts or performances, it didn't really work. But
that's good.
I could tell that these days, since they have more time at home and they are bored, it worked. They kind of got interested in those things.
Good. Okay, now last question. In this pandemic situation all over the world, and in this current terrible situations, do you have any message to maybe Japanese English learner or even globally, how they can utilize this time, or are there any messages?
Well, actually, I thought about several things before the interview, actually. And I think the first thing, we have to think about why this happened. Actually, according to the author Kami in the book, The Plague, it is said that it's random. We always have this kind of, disasters and this sad part, very difficult time. These occasions are very essential in life. But I think in the meantime, in this 21st century, actually, there are reasons, like, what can I say, environmental issues, and materialism, too much capitalism, and so on. So I think we have to be aware. And for me, it was kind of nice because we didn't go out that much and we didn't consume that much. And it turns out to be that the environment is changing. So I think human beings have done too much, actually.
So now Earth is testing us.
Yeah. So actually, I'm a Catholic, and I sometimes think that, wow, God is sending a message finally by this, actually, even though. So anyway, I think we have to think about it and seriously and talk about it with a lot of people, especially with kids, and make a change, actually, toward the positive way. And in that way, I think not only, talking with your friends and family, I think the world, since we are connected like this, we have to build up a very strong and open citizenship. But actually in Korea, I'm not sure whether it's really open and actively done right now. So I'm trying to talk more about citizenship and values in life with people.
Yeah, thank you very much. Okay, stay healthy, all right? Okay.
Oh, you too.
Yeah, and quite a good insight. Thank you so much. Okay,
Thank you so much.
I would like to talk to you later again. Thank you. Okay, goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. ですね、また再び韓国に戻ってきました。ジュ・イエオンさんというね、ソウルからちょっと1時間ぐらい郊外に行ったところにいらっしゃる学校の先生なんですよね。英語の先生なんです。それでね、非常に印象に残ったのが、なんて言うんでしょうかね。韓国っていうのは非常にコロナをうまくコントロールして、かなり平常に戻ってきてて、もう今コアランティーン、つまり家から出てはいけないとかそういうことっていうのも今もあるんだけども、ほとんどこれからなくなっていくだろうということですね。ただ印象に残ったことがあります。先生であってことでね、英語の教育とか子供さんたちにね教えてるわけですよ。で、こういうコロナの時にどうやって教えてるのかなという話を聞いてみたところ、 一番問題になるのは当然のことですけども、インターネットファティーグといってね、つまり、ネットでずっとやると退屈しちゃうんですよね、子供たちがね。これをどうやって、しないようにしてるのかっていう時にね、今までの授業もそうだったんだけど、彼女の場合は単に英語を教えるというよりも、その英語ということの元の文化のところまで教えて、いろんなものを読んでもらったり、それからいろんな物語を話したりね、そういうことで、トータルに文化として英語を勉強してもらうことによって、興味を持ってもらっていると。だから、インターネットになって、そのズームのようなものを使って授業をしてても、子供たちを飽きさせることなくできるんだよと。単純に文法を教えるとか、発音を教えるというんじゃつまんないと。そうじゃなくて、この授業自体をちゃんとね、リッチなものにする。これがすごく大事だということで、中にですね、ユバール・ハラリさんのという有名な著者の本を見せてくれたりしたんで、こんな難しい本もやるんですかと。彼はね、有名な歴史家で、新しい世界に対する提言をした人で、ベストセラー作家ライターなんですけどね、彼の言っているようなことを今回のコロナと合わせて授業に使ってみるとか、いろんな工夫をして、小さい子供から大きなというか高校生ぐらいまで幅広く教えているというところが非常に印象に残りました。そういうね、インターネットの時代のインターネットを使ってでも面白く子供たちを引きつけてやっていく授業のやり方。で、そういうことから延長としてね、これはちょうどコロナの、が来たってことはね、大変なことなんだけど、人類が試されてるんだと。試されているということで、環境の問題とかを改めて考える、非常にいい機会だと。これも教育の中でね、取り入れられるんじゃないかなというメッセージでした。大変ためになりましたね。じゃあ、また次の国に行ってみます。